10 years ago, I was broke trying to figure out how to make more money online. And today I've done over $25 million dollars with my own brands and over $100 million dollars for clients' brands. And I'm filming this from Vietnam because I can run everything from a laptop. I'm going to tell you exactly how that happened, but more importantly, what actually mattered and what was a complete waste of time. My name is Ben. I run a marketing agency and I've built e-commerce brands to over $1 million a month. I've done plenty of press placements for hundreds of companies, and I've been living abroad for the last few years doing all of it remotely. This channel is everything I've learned from marketing, running an agency, building a team, getting press for the companies that I work with, the gear that I use, how I'm actually able to live this lifestyle. We're even going to go over navigating visas, traveling to other countries, and how to live as a digital nomad abroad. But let's start with the real story. I started by teaching myself how to build websites on YouTube and eventually started my own agency in New Orleans 10 years ago doing local marketing, SEO, backlinks, taking people to the top of the little 3-pack on the maps, and doing lead generation funnels for coaches, consultants, or even local businesses. I won the 2018 ManyChat chatbot building contest, and this is something I was good at, but I wanted to build something that was mine. So I got into e-commerce and I started scaling brands for others. And then I built a brand in the space that most people wouldn't even touch and scaled it to over $14 million dollars in revenue, including three $1 million months. And that was without ever touching any type of social media ads. But on this channel, you're going to learn Facebook ads, you're going to learn Google ads, you're going to learn all of the different types of advertising. And those ones that I just mentioned to me aren't even really the most important. I'm just going to show you email marketing, SMS marketing, and everything that needs to be put together before you ever run your first ad. And this is where you can get $100 million dollars in client revenue whenever it costs you nothing to acquire a customer. And that's what you're going to learn on this channel. You're going to learn what's actually moving the needle. The three things that I would say that move the needle the most are learning how to run ads profitably, not just boosting posts, understanding what retargeting is and how much it actually costs to acquire a customer. And if you're able to acquire that customer for less than what they're worth. Once you learn that skill, it's going to change everything because if you don't have sales without profits by month 2, month 3, whatever your bank account allows, you're going to go out of business. Now, none of this is sexy or easy or, glamorous. This is all complex, complicated stuff that took me years to learn, but I'm going to be showing you that on this channel. I started with an agency in New Orleans about 12 years ago doing local marketing, SEO, backlinks, lead generation funnels, WordPress websites, you name it. I just watched a couple courses on it and then I implemented it for the clients. And while it worked, it was a nightmare. I even won the ManyChat chatbot building contest in 2018. I was good at it, but I was getting burned out working for clients. I had a few freelancers working for me, but clients would steal them, not call their leads, miss meetings that I waited around all day for, and the process went on and on and on. It really burned me out. I decided to do something different. Now, I'd sold many digital products before, but I decided to finally give physical product e-commerce a shot. My ManyChat chatbots weren't selling anymore. They'd changed a whole bunch of automations. I just had to go in and keep refreshing my course, and I did not like it. It wasn't evergreen, but I wanted to sell something physical, some physical products that people would come back and buy again and again and again. Because I tell you what, I've been drinking Cokes since I was like 5 years old. I probably should stop, but this is the type of product that I wanted to build. So I got on Upwork and I looked for a company that had physical products. I stumbled upon a CBD company and ended up scaling them to 100K a month just with Reddit marketing. And then he wouldn't sign a contract, which he agreed to. He was paying me, but he would never sign the contract. I figured, well, what's this guy going to do whenever we're at $1 million a month? Is he still going to pay me my percentage? I wanted to build something that was mine. Over the next year, I built a brand in the CBD space that most people wouldn't touch due to advertising restrictions. And I scaled that business to over $14 million in just 4 years. I peaked out my last 3 months being $1 million a month before one day I got a cease and desist from a company called Hempire, owned by the largest tobacco company in the world, and I had to shut the company down. They actually own my old domain name. I'll pull it up right here. So in the next few videos that I make, we're going to be talking about what actually moved the needle. And it's going to come down to four things. One is just learning how to run ads profitably, not just boosting posts, using third-party advertising platforms and press releases and things to get your brand known and recognized, using influencers and user-generated content. Actually understanding how to acquire a customer for less than what they're worth. That skill alone changed everything. So this is basically about knowing your numbers and your KPIs and all the stuff involved in marketing. Now, number two is making sure that everything is set up. And the big one is emails. And I know you hate emails or you don't want to email your list and bug them, but if 1% of your email list buys and you have a 100,000 person list and an average order value of $50 an order, that's 50K every time you email your list. The fact is that email marketing and SMS marketing have made me more money than anything else in any of my e-commerce businesses. The truth is most companies don't make money on the front end. They make money by building a brand, building trust, and building brand loyalty. But the welcome sequence that I built years ago still prints money. I just plug that welcome sequence in with a little bit of Chat GPT, and then I tell it about the product, and bam, it spits out that new welcome sequence. Now, the third thing that I'm going to say, and this is especially critical for new agency owners or people that are just starting out and kind of freelancing their way through life, be willing to move. I left the United States because I realized I could live better, spend less, save more money, and run everything from my laptop. This is geographic arbitrage, and it's not available to people that have gone to traditional school where they have to get up and go to work every day. My cost of living in Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and Colombia is a fraction of what it was back home. And my income stayed the same. So you really can live like a king. And that's it. Ads, email, leverage, everything else is noise. This channel is me giving you the playbook with no fluff, no theory, no Lamborghini courses, even though I had a bunch of cars. I wrapped these so that way I could write them off on taxes. And I'm even going to go over some tax strategies. If you decide to go live out of the country, I can show you how to do all this. I'm going to show you how to run ads, how to write emails, how I get clients, how I hire, how I got featured in publications like Forbes and the Wall Street Journal and LA Weekly, and how I set up my business internationally. The camera I'm using right now, I'm going to be telling you about that, everything. One video a day for the next 365 days, I'm going to be building in public. And I'm even going to be taking you into my new Shopify store that I'm launching this weekend, Holy Goods. Listen, guys, subscribe if you want in. The first real training video drops tomorrow. Let's get to work.